Alright, so first off we have our RC circuit, starting with digital pin 3. That is our V in going through our resistor to our positive end of our capacitor, and then via green jumpered to ground. The gray wire is our V in sensing at a 0, and the purple is our capacitor voltage sensing at a 1, both analog pins. Moving on to the Arduino code, you can see we've created a series of variables used in for vin, vread, vc, and so on. Carried through our setup, we have associating our pin modes, we have our 5-second initial delay, and then moving into our V loop. Obviously, with our initial digital write, we are setting it at low, which is equal to 0. And then we go through our high state, which is V in high, 5 volts relative to the high state. Digital write is also just for indications, so that we can, for the digital write for the LED built-in pin is just for indication, so we can see whether or not it's actually tracking on the Arduino board. Then we have going through our analog reads and then serial output as a string, and then our delay of t, which again is up here as 1/50th of tau. The same is for the low state, and it loops through. Our next code is for processing. Apologize for the bit of the shaky cam. You go through and you'll see that this is basically the initial setup. We have it changed over to print array. We also have changed the baud rate, and down here we have created the this is the lines and then the labels for each line. And then moving on, we actually have the, I apologize, there's also the text. And over here we have our while loop. None of this has been changed from the initial code. Now moving on to our MATLAB code, we see that not much has been changed, basically just our pathway to our file. And then also down here, the scale has been changed and the label has been changed for the actual graph. Now, when we actually open up MATLAB, this is our displayed file, or our displayed graph, and we can run that. You can actually go ahead and click run, and it is showing us the proper timescale over a fairly large 250 seconds, but it is 0 to 5 volts, as the scale has changed, again, because we divided by 100. Going into our processing code, if we first run the Arduino code again and then run the processing code, we can see that it comes up fully labeled. It takes a few seconds to load, but VC and VIN, VC rises to meet VIN, and then at some point will drop off probably around here. Yep. And going to the low state, it comes down to approximate the low state